What a day! What a lovely day!
Hey, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Alex.
And I'm John.
And we're here to review the new action thriller, Mad Max Fury Road. So guys, what were your expectations going into this?
Alright, I guess I'll go first. Guys, I was so excited for Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Because, ever since the first trailer came out, I believe from Comic-Con, I was just in love with everything. All the visuals, the way it was just being, the way that Mad Max was being retold to a new audience. I was just so excited. I couldn't wait. Alex?
Yeah, I heard so much about Mad Max from not only Ethan, but also from my father and, that generation. And I just had really high expectations because this is a very classic movie, and it definitely played a role in the movies we know today.
John?
Yeah, I haven't seen the previous Mad Max movies, the originals, but I have heard a lot about them. I've been hearing a lot about this movie for a long time on the internet and stuff, people talking about it. So I was really excited going into this.
I agree. I was also really pumped. Looked like it was going to have some awesome car chases.
Oh, the action.
The cinematography,
Oh,
the
the
cinematography
action.
looked excellent.
Oh, the action.
I loved how the director was shooting it. It was very sporadic and survival-based.
Yeah.
And I was really into that. So, what do you think we actually got?
Well, we had a great overall performance by Tom Hardy.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Charlize
yes.
Theron.
Killed it.
He killed it. Now, this was one of the movies where it was... The most important thing wasn't the dialogue, but the emotions on everybody's face and just the acting. It was what was unsaid.
There was very little talking in this movie.
Yeah, most of it was just actions. You could really tell what everybody was thinking and the motivations by their actions, and you could eventually, by the end of the movie, piece together who everybody was very thoroughly.
Yeah, and I think that's something that the movie did well together, is that the cast, while they didn't speak that much, they definitely had a good chemistry with each other. Although they don't like each other at first, they do start to become a good team by the end of the film.
Yeah, I kind of third that because, you can tell a story about someone through words, but it's a lot harder to tell and a lot more real to tell a story through body language, because that's something that is more natural to humans, and we don't really see that a lot in movies.
Right. Now, since telling the story with the actions, that's something that this movie had, really going for it, was the action.
Yeah.
And John, what do you think of the action?
I loved the action in this movie. I thought it was really fun, really intense. It was filmed with a very sort of sporadic, survival, primal sort of instinct thing.
It was very unique too. I just had to add that.
Yeah.
I also want to bring up the visuals again.
Yeah, just in general, the visuals.
It was awesome. I'm not sure where they shot this. It might have been in Australia.
Hopefully, if they're staying true to the Mad Max universe.
Some
It was in a
deserts,
desert
right.
place, yeah.
I'd say one of the visual highlight scenes in this movie involved like a desert storm.
Oh,
And
yes.
That
Yeah.
looked fantastic, and just the way the camera
Great
angle
CG.
shot. Not only CG, but the stunt work was excellent.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'd say a good 80% of this movie was stunt work.
Yeah, which was very impressive, actually.
Incredible looking. Everything just
looks great.
looked so real and amazing.
I thought the visuals were great with this movie because there's a lot of universe building going on here. It kind of creates its own whole world with its own nuances and things.
Makes us believe that Mad Max could actually happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that universe just looks great.
Now, the thing about having a great universe, I thought that this movie didn't really have the best story to kind of match with that.
I thought the story was pretty basic.
Yeah,
it
was.
sort of felt to me just like an excuse. Okay, let's have them drive around and fight a lot and come up with some story around it.
But still, it was cool. It was functional, and
It was functional.
Let me give them credit, just because with a movie like this, you don't go into it for an amazingly convoluted and great story like something like Interstellar. You go into it for Mad Max. It's primal. It's humanity is reduced to nothingness, and I think it really conveyed that.
I think that this is something that really adds to the movie, to its charm at least, where it's, like you said, you don't have to focus on so many things. You just have to know these people are trying to get to safety, and how they're going to do that, well, you're going to see. And that's what I love.
One thing I thought about the story, though, because I said earlier, there's a lot of universe building here, creates its own world. But if they create the whole universe and then don't go deeper into the story and deeper into the characters, I kind of feel like it's a little bit wasted.
Yeah.
So I know there's going to be at least one or two more of these movies, so I will really be disappointed if they don't give us more story and more characters in the
Definitely.
next movies.
Now, the last thing that at least bothered all of us was the villain was a little one-dimensional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when he was on screen, he had a really good screen presence.
Yeah,
he had a loud,
absolutely.
menacing voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
My property.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like
All
you
that.
said.
He was just an awful dude too. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like you said, you know, when he wasn't there, you kind of forgot about him because of all the action that's happening on screen. He's like, oh, that's right, this is the villain again. Yeah, I remember him.
Right.
But the action is just it's so encompassing that you forget about him.
Yeah.
But when he's on screen, you remember, oh yeah, this dude, I remember him. He's bad. I hate this guy.
I think for the most part he just served as a plot device. So
He did.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the worst one.
No.
yeah, he was functional enough, but nothing special really.
Yeah.
So, guys, coming all together, what did you guys think of Mad Max Fury Road?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I absolutely loved Mad Max Fury Road. I fell in love with the action. The visuals were just astounding. I loved everything, how everything just looks. The entire world, it was just incredible. I loved it. You know, of course, it had a few flaws with its story and its villain, but I think that's really surpassed by just the way the film looks just by itself. So I'm gonna give Mad Max Fury Road a 4.7 out of 5.
Yeah, I definitely second a lot of what Ethan said, and I think this movie was amazing. And although it didn't have the good story that maybe is important to movies, it definitely had great action scenes, and Tom Hardy was great. Everyone who was in this movie was a great character. Everyone was crazy, and I bought the whole thing. And because it was such a good time, even though it wasn't necessarily the best written story, I still think it deserves a 4.5 out of 5.
I agree with what most of you guys said. I fell in love with these visuals, just like Ethan. I thought it just looked incredible. The set pieces, costumes, everything were outstanding. The action was gripping to me. Really well filmed, really clear. The story was pretty bland and thinly written, but I'm confident that they will expand on this universe and give us more story and more character in the next
Hopefully.
movie.
Yeah.
And so I had a great time with this movie. I recommend it if you're just want to go see a really intense, gripping action movie, and for that reason I'll give it 4.4 out of 5 stars.
I agree with what all you guys said. The movie was great, the action was spectacular, the cinematography was surprisingly good, all the visuals were top-notch, the characters were strong, and even though it didn't have the best story, and sometimes the villain was a little bit one-dimensional and you didn't always care.
If I may interrupt you, one thing that we forgot to say was that the soundtrack for
Oh, how
this
could I
movie,
forget?
I can't believe we forgot about it. The
Oh,
soundtrack
yeah.
of this movie was outstanding.
Oh,
It was.
yes.
They really killed
Excellent soundtrack.
Not just your generic actions happening, so you have hype action music or sad music is playing over a sad scene, but you just had something that pumps you up and that made it put you in the scene with it.
They even had a memorable character that did some of the action. You'll see it if you see this movie. Go ahead. Sorry.
Alright, so overall, I'm going to give Mad Max a 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely think this is a movie theater experience, and I even think a 3D will probably be great for it too.
Yeah.
We didn't
I'll
see
be
it.
I'll be seeing this one in 3D when it comes out for sure.
For sure. So guys, what'd you think of the review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Make sure to let us know in the comments, and also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Also, follow us on Twitter at StubMasters, and if you want to buy some really cool StubMasters gear like this very handsome man here,
Thank
you can go on cafepress.com/StubMasters and get laptop cases,
Yeah.
phone cases, shirts,
T-shirts,
mugs,
hoodies, mugs.
Hoodies, we got it all.
We even got magnets.
Ooh, I don't have those. I want that.
Jonathan here.
Oh, I'm Ethan.
I'm Alex. Okay.
And I'm John.
Have an excellent day.